is a critical education institution in Cleveland and has a big footprint downtown, but Cleveland State University, like many schools, is planning to make big changes to keep close a projected $40 million budget gap.
Yeah, this is a big one. So Mark Naymik from Signal Cleveland is here to walk us through the possible changes ahead. And Mark, I know that you've been reporting today that the school is actually planning to offer faculty and staff buyouts to help shrink those overhead expenses. So talk about why are they doing this?
Yeah, our reporter Amy Morona was paying attention to a staff meeting yesterday that was online, and they talked about a proposal to offer a buyout to voluntary to any staff and faculty that's been there for 10 years. And the idea is you can get people off the payroll, and over time that saves the university money. So that is one way to attack this $40 million budget gap. And there'll be other elements of that, but that's the big piece and the big headline out of that news.
So when you hear that, you wonder, uh-oh, what's going on? So what, in your opinion, does this mean for students and staff there? Exactly?
Well, and that is the big question. And the things that come up is this is going to impact staff. They're going to have to do more with less.
Right.
And most importantly, students here. And this is a very special institution because they are educating a lot of people that are in second careers. The average age of a student at Cleveland State is 27 years old. They have 12, 13 colleges there. They are going to have to possibly see fewer options for classes. Obviously, when you have fewer professors, you might have to bring in some part-time professors, or just those classes disappear. So it's a big impact.
Of course.
So in just recent months, I went to Lakeland Community College when they were doing staff cuts. Baldwin-Wallace University was having their own cuts. Is this sort of going the way of Notre Dame, most notably, of course, had big changes?
Yeah, let's be clear on that. Absolutely not Notre Dame. That's a private school that dealt with a lot of other issues. You may remember we talked about here on the program that at one time CSU was looking at the possibility of a merger or a purchase or some way to look at that. This is the headwinds that many colleges in post-COVID era are dealing with. And it is really a reduction in projected enrollment. At one time, the university was talking about 20,000 students by 2025. The latest report by the consultant puts that at about 13,000 students in 2029.
I don't know if you have any insight to this, but being that they are giving these incentives to staff, any word on if that staff wants that? Or a number, anything
well,
like that?
It depends where you are in that career. I know there are some that would probably jump at it, and they do the numbers. They kind of have a good idea of who might take it and who won't, and I think that will set up kind of what happens next in terms of what are they left with. Every college is dealing with this. Akron, Kent State, they are looking at what classes do we cut, what colleges, what programs do we eliminate, because the post-COVID era, there's a lot of shifts in this education space.
Wow.
Yeah. Such an interesting time for higher education.
It really is.
Okay.
Mark Naymik, thanks for being here. As always, Signal Cleveland, we appreciate you.